morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. This Love Be Afrobeat Music Talk Radio, your number one African Caribbean online radio. We are live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, plus 26 degrees Celsius. It's a very beautiful day here in Toronto. It's Caribana Day, and it's a wonderful day. We are celebrating the festivity all around the city. But one thing that I have come to notice is that this year it has not been like I used to see countless numbers of people coming all the way across the border. But all the same, we are going to have fun. We are going to have a little bit of you know what, an exclusive conversation with a superstar. A superstar, yes. Folks, this is Highway 6 to Africa. We come your way every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with me to have this honor to have a conversation with our distinguished, our superstar guest. That is, Agent Sassco. It's Ron Mollinga. Ron is all the way out west. Ron, how you doing?
Hey, TyB, Petraa. Hey, here on the West Coast where I'm at, I'm in the clouds right now. I'm you could almost say I'm in the fog like many days. However, hey, it's supposed to get sunny this afternoon. My thoughts are going out with all those, especially a really close friend of mine who's a drummer whose house is literally less than a kilometer away from a huge fire. So my thoughts are going out to all those Canadians who are facing similar situations because it is scary. He has a beautiful house, and yeah, we've been talking for the last few day or two, and it's unfortunate the situation they go through. But yeah, same thing with all the people, we could say in almost every province, but Manitoba is the same, Alberta, British Columbia, even parts of Ontario, I know. So my thoughts are going out to all those people today. And if you're with us, hey, bless you. I hope we can take your mind off of the worries you may have right now. So there's my spiel for the day.
Oh, thank you. And sincere, heartfelt wishes to all of them. Those who have lost property and things, hey, we are here with you, and we are there also with you in spirit. Petraa, how you doing? I see Petraa is in her what costume for the Caribana? Well, Petraa, what's up? What's up,
Hi,
Petraa?
my beautiful people. Hi, lovely family. Yes, I'm down here at Caravana. Yes, 2025. It is amazing. So shout out to all of my revelers down here. I'm actually playing with Toronto Revelers, so shout out the whole band. Shout out to all the masqueraders, all the people supporting the event, all the artists. So yeah, it's amazing. So if you're down here, pick up yourself. If you're not, head down here. If not now, next year.
Wow. Great. In Toronto, around about this time, there's a lot of festivities, and Caribana is one of them, Ron. Before we get Agent Sassco live right now, Jet Fest is one of the events that comes up every year for 25 years right now, I believe. Yes. And it's been every year it grows bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and better. But this year they've got some amazing artists. We'll be getting into it later on. But all the same, folks, you are tuning to Love the Afrobeat Music Talk Radio. We are in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We are broadcasting to over 100 countries. They are hooked on to us and with us to listen to our short conversation with Agent Sassco. Man,
who is going to be at the Jerk Fest between August 8th and August 10th. He's on the 9th, Saturday night, so he's going to be a star at Jerk Fest.
That's right. We are going to be touching on that. And, Petraa, what do you have to say about it? I think it's hot down there at the downtown there. She's frozen. But then, you know what? It's hot, but she's... Is it not... there she is. And there she is right now. Yes, Miss Brent.
Hi, everyone.
Right. That's
right. Connection. I'm here.
Yes. How is it downtown there?
Amazing downtown. Lots of festivities. It's really, really amazing, And lots of people come on support. Come to all the sponsors, I know, like all the sponsors. I think Scotiabank, there's so many sponsors out there, so out to everyone that's supporting. Really, shout out to Level Up. It's great.
Yeah, they win this playing some kind of stuff with it. But all the same, we'll get through it. We are going to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cover my mind.
That's right. That's right. We're going to be having this conversation with Sassco. He's here with us, but once he comes on stage, on screen, we'll start the conversation. But by the way, you know what? Jack first died like Ron said, starts on Friday, August the 8th to Sunday, August the 10th at Centennial Park in Etobicoke, 256 Centennial Park Road, the High Energy. Just first kicks off with our Friday night's headliner. It's a Jamaican dancehall superstar, Valiant. Yes. Petra, you said you've had an encounter with Valiant, and can you tell us a little bit about Valiant? Because he's going to be the headliner for Friday night. That's August the 8th.
Yes, awesome. So definitely want to shout out Frenella as well from Jerk Fest. And Valiant's going to be down here. He's going to be headlining the show. Jerk Fest opening August 8th to the 10th. So make sure you head down there. He's phenomenal, rising star dancehall. So I've had the pleasure of speaking with him before, so with the fans. So definitely shout out to the artists on the rock show. Also being on the he's phenomenal talented. So it's
yeah. We are losing you. We are losing you because you're cutting. You're cutting it. I will come back. You're cutting it. That's right. Ron, you've had
yes
in the bio of Agent Sassco.
Correct.
What did you come out with this bio?
Well, he certainly has a lot of credentials. He's certainly done a lot of collaborating with different people. He's worked for Grammys. He's done a lot. He's also been awarded some pretty significant awards. And he works with a lot of youth. So this guy's got, more than just music is kudos to him. So there's a lot involved in him other than just music. I mean, he's one of the things I was looking at and reading about was how he was given the Order of Distinction for 2022 because of what he did that recognized or worked with music and the youth. So it's really, this is a fellow that has a bigger, I'll say, plate than many artists. However, most really good artists try to do this by doing, one of the most famous fellows who does this is Bono from U2, who has done a lot of stuff beyond the music. So it's really, there's kudos going out to Agent Sassco. So there's more to him than just music from what I'm gathering in his bio.
Yeah, and this is something that I always say that we always have to give thanks and praise to most of the artists. There are some artists out there who do stuff, and you know what? They don't get mentioned. We've had a couple of them who have been on the show, and then it's been so great to hear from M2H, for instance. He tours, makes the money, and also send the money, and then help the seniors in his parish or what have you. So we appreciate the efforts made by some of these artists. There are a lot of them out there that we don't know. So there's something more to it than music that a lot of people don't know. So it's a great pleasure to be having a conversation with him. Petra.
Sorry, repeat that, TYB.
Yes, I said it's a pleasure to speak with artists who go out in their communities to help out. It's like how Agent Sassco has been doing. There's something more to it as artists than music. What's your take on that?
Honestly, I totally agree with you. I love to know that artists lose their influence for more than just popularity. So Agent Sassco definitely did a phenomenal job just by being a community leader, and also showing the youth and the young people exactly what to do with your fame influence. So it's really great. I'm looking forward to having on the show and such a And so I love that. And that's also what Love Bay does too as well, right? So I just want to shout out Love Bay. Love Bay is also a community leader. You had books of meals, you gave scholarships to the community. Also Christmas with the giveaway. You also give goods and good back to the homeless on Christmas Day. So yeah, we definitely, our community have a Love Day and all the leaders like Sassco, others too.
Yeah, Petra, it's been tough hearing what you've been saying, but others we got the glimpse of that. And let's go into the Jack first, Ron. On Saturday, that's a Saturday and Sunday, the headline is Jamaican dancehall DJ Agent Sassco, aka Assasin, soca sensation Vaughn, reggae legend Taurus Riley, special guest opener Jamaican reggae singer Chevinique in her debut Canadian performance. So it's packed. If I look at it, it's really, really packed with some powerhouses in the music industry. Your take on it, Rob?
Yeah, and it's one of the most well-known festivals apparently in Canada. So it's, if you be at a festival like that, you've got to be somebody because they're not going to bring in little names. They're going to try and bring in the big names. And also, I know they will support the younger, I'll say the more upcoming artists as well. But when you have festivals like this, that's what they do. They try and support a wide variety and try and, of course, bring in the big names, like, for instance, Agent Sassco, because that's what helps promote the festival. And so, if you've got tickets, you live in the Toronto area, for sure, it's Jerk Festival, August 8th to 10th. It's a winner. I would say go. Yeah.
Yeah. And then getting Saturday, getting also the likes of Vaughn, whom we had a very great conversation with last week. It's going to be awesome there on Saturday because on the same stage is going to be Taurus Riley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw a bunch of good names. I was thinking, okay, this is good stuff. I guess you tell me, because I know what I would rather do. I'd rather, personally, if I was a musician, I'd rather have the Saturday gig than the Friday or the Sunday, because Sunday, it tends to be a little more relaxed at festivals. Tends to be, not always. And Friday night is not always can everybody be there because, they're getting off the job and, they're trying to make it out to the festival in time. So Saturday is a really good night if you're on festivals. We have a local one here in my town, and it's on August 3rd. And yeah, it's Saturday all day long, stage after stage. 2 stages are going back and forth with different musicians. So it's really great when they can have more than one stage. I don't know if Jerkfest has this or not. I wouldn't say this in the bio. So does it? How's that work? Do you know, TYB?
They have the main stage, and it's a huge park, Centennial Park.
Right.
Park. They have food, they have vendors, there are so many different kinds of events going on at the same time. But the music takes. I went to Jerkfest once, and even last year, I wasn't disappointed at all. So feel, I've played in so many different circuits around the globe, and it's one venue where I would say is so secured and very beautiful and peaceful, and even the food. I'm not a foodie, but you know what? Jan 2 Blue is a foodie, and last year when she went there, I think we had to hire some 2 Ubers. One carrying her foot, and then the other, her hands and stuff like that. She was full of so much to eat over there, and the music is amazing. I've played so many different circuits, and I love it when you have artists within your sphere of performances doing the same thing one after the other. And then it brings me back to 2008 during the Make Poverty History in Barrie. My group performed there with the likes of Gordon Lightfoot and all these big
variety.
Run DMC and
Great.
a whole lot of things. When we perform stage upon stage, it's so beautiful. So I think Jack Fest also has lived it to the name Expectation. It's not only about the Jack food, it's about also music and so many different things. Petra? Miss
Yeah, no,
Brent.
I totally agree with you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. There's so many talented dancers that are going to be at the event. At the fest that's happening August 8th to August 10th. So if you head down there to the Toby Show, 256 Centennial Road. But yeah, there's going to be Taurus Riley's going to be there, Valiant, Vaughn, and many other. So it's definitely great. And I myself have been to the fest as well. When I was there, I had a chance to watch Freddie McGregor, Genuine. It was a really great event. So definitely too much support. Trust me, this whole summer in Toronto, there's so many events to go to. So I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah. Coming to think about it, the whole idea of Jack Press Toronto is proud to support the Regeneration Community Outreach Food Bank located in Brampton, Ontario. Let's talk about food security, for instance. Right now, as it is food security and food insecurity. See, most of these organizations like Jeff First and others that I have come to know, also like Love Bay, we also run a food bank. So it's not all about the music, going out there, getting the artists, to come and perform, and then they go home. No, it's not like that. You see, Jerk Fest also has, an outfit that goes out to help out the community by running food banks, and located in Brampton, for instance, which is a suburb in the GTA, the Greater Toronto area. They also support the Black international students. So it's something that people will have to come out to support. It's not all about the music, folks. It's not all about the music, but it's all about the fact that the organization supports so many different kinds of things that comes out. So we should go out there and support it as we can do, because it's a very good thing that we all get involved in organizations like this. Your take on it, Ron?
Yeah, I would say that most organizations that run festivals, money-making festivals for sure, are usually not only investing in their future, which they should, of course, they have to. However, it's also contributing to things like you say, food banks, or to charity groups that are, I'll say, influenced by them, or groups that are in their best interest to support. And most big events like this will do the same thing. Festival here makes a pretty good amount of money. Same thing, it donates money to charities, to upcoming events, to all different kinds of people, other than just the artists. So there's lots of people who are needy, of course, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world. But it's great when charities can do this. Artists do this all the time as well. They will support other charities of interest to them. Often it's children's groups, food banks, things like that. And if you're supporting those, hey, how can you complain? I mean, that's just gives you one more thing to think about when you go and you buy those tickets and going, it's just not going to this organization or this artist or that artist. It's going to a charity as well. So that's something to keep in mind when you go and buy those tickets.
Yes. And folks, you are listening to Love Be Afrobeat Music Talk Radio, your number one African Caribbean online radio. We are here having a conversation with Ron Mollinga, songwriter, music producer, Petraa, yes, 2020 Juno Award nominee, and yours sincerely, TyB, sitting in here having a conversation. Now we are destined, if I can put it that way, to have a conversation with Agent Assassin, and we are trying as much as possible to get in touch and then have this conversation. But in the meantime, we are discussing Jake first, and we'll be shifting gears to talk about music in general, and as we normally do. Now let's switch gears before and we get to Agent Sassco if he becomes available. This is summertime. and there are a lot of festivities all around. And when we come to speak about festivals, for instance, I have performed in so many festivals in Canada, in the United States, and stuff like that. And this is the time that musicians come out, or they are engaged to perform wonders, their craft, what have you. And in your neck of the woods, Ron, what are some of the festivals that you have over there?
Well, for instance, there's the Jazz Festival that happens every year in the Vancouver area. There's the Folk Festival, really big folk festival right now in a place called Cowichan Bay, which is on Vancouver Island. There's a huge country music festival, some really big names. I think their number one spot last year was Keith Urban. He was the number one star on the block. There's the North Island Music Festival. There's the Cowichan Valley Festival, although that one I've heard is having some difficulties financially. So there's just a myriad of different festivals, but many are finding, and I don't know if this is the same in your area, and you can enlighten me, but here in the West Coast, many festivals are saying they're not getting the financial support that they used to get, say federally, provincially, whatever it may be, within the municipality, but they're just not getting the finances available to them. So it's a little bit problematic in terms of them keeping going. So that's where we're starting to see less and less, I'll say, festivals. The ones that are really big and strong, of course, will always be around. However, there are some that, like I said, the Cowichan Bay or the Courtney Music Festival is it's on its last legs, and it might not, and you can quote me, folks, I may not even be happening this year, which was just a huge festival. Big names would come in. And so, yeah, it's just, it's becoming less and less. And what I'll compare it to is even the amount of places to play for musicians is going downhill. So it's really tough to keep a festival. The hardest thing is having the organization, the security, like you were saying, is another tough one. And we're hearing different things going on because security wasn't done well enough or whatever. And so it becomes a little bit more challenging in these times to put on a festival, not only financially, but and everybody wants to have their favorite artist there. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things that we have to deal with when we have festivals. So.
Yeah, in terms of the funding, it's problematic. I don't know what changed, what really changed, because I think politicians have their priorities, and priorities being, we cannot say that on air, but this is where it is, because where the people are so post-COVID, when people are so trying to get back on their feet and getting all the enthusiasm that that they had pre-COVID. Now, all of a sudden, 1 year it was okay, and all of a sudden everything is going downhill. Why? I don't know. Because there has to be some priorities. But then, as voters, when we go out there to vote, we should be able to come out and say that, you know what, there are certain things that you do not know or you don't feel that they are very important within communities. There's so many things, but then politicians have their own way of doing things. Come 4 years, they come around and then, like carry babies around and then party on a bag and do all those kind of stuff. But I don't think that is fair, because organizations would have to put up festivals like Jack First. I think TD is supporting Jack First. They've been supporting them all around. And for the other organizations whose funding have been cut and stuff like that, I think if corporate Canada is not available or are unwilling to support that, how about federal government and the provincial and the territories coming up to the aid of this? Because at the end of the day, you know what? One, you have to be very happy to be able to, survive in communities. It's not all about, your daily grind, going to work, back and forth, morning, 7 o'clock, you come back home at 5 o'clock, and although it's not all about that, but at the weekend, you have to be able to have a space where you can go there and then have something to cherish about. Because mind you, we spend more time at work than at home. So politicians will have to sit back and see that. So talking about funding for festivals, it's very vital. So if any politician is listening to me right now, I think they have to sit back and go back to the drawing board and then come back and then tell us something good. And one good, I won't say it's a good. People who have people who have some mixed emotions about it. Would you believe that in Ontario, alcohol tax has been cut drastically? As I think it took effect yesterday, as much as about 30 to 50%. So are we to see more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or what? I think funding should go into festivals like Jet Fest and all the others that you were talking about. I mean, if they are losing funding, it's very critical that politicians will have to sit back and look at it, because as an artist who have performed over 30, 35 years and then got into the stage where I got to, I enjoyed the time, or I can still continue to enjoy the time where we had to walk into festivals and you know what, you knew the funding was there. You were paid before you even left.
Walked on stage sometimes.
Walk on stage. So I don't know what's going on. Around your take on that.
Yeah, it's true. I know that in Canada, we are having some other difficulties. Let's talk about, I don't want to get too political about this, but other difficulties going on. So I think some priorities to festivals is being put on, I'll say, the back burner, and hopefully that can be resolved so that we're not having to worry about it as much. Because I think it's unfortunate that the biggest thing that festivals have to worry about, number one, right on the list, is how are we going to make enough money to support this, and how are we going to make enough money so that we can donate this money to the charity of our choice when the event is over. So it's a very difficult time. I know we've got a lot going on. I must say, I said I don't want to get too political, but I do like your premier of your province. He's very outspoken, and he's got an interesting personality, and I love how forward he is to the problem we're having. I'll say up front he is to the problem that Canada is having right now. So he's an interesting character, and I like him because he just says what he wants to say.
Now let's go back to say Jack Fest, the festival.
Yeah.
What I have in front of me is that the festival will have a customer appreciating hours, and one is sponsored by the city of Toronto on Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., which is a good side of it. It's not all the politicians, like I was trying to say, but I was alluding to the fact that festivals should be well funded. Should be well funded for artists. It creates jobs. That's one thing. Even if it's temporary, create jobs for artists and other facets in our communities, right? So many. It creates jobs, even if it's a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, at least, even if it's one day, somebody will be able to put food on the table for their family. So it's not something that we should overlook. So I'm passionately asking corporate Canada and the federal and provincial governments to help in this. Well, with the customer appreciating hours, $4.99 admission for attendees who bring 3 non-perishable food items.
Oh, cool. That's cheap.
That is very, 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 very cheap. Vanilla.
Let's go that way. I don't like to say cheap so much as affordable.
Affordable. Oh, well,
yes.
That's another word that we can talk about. Yeah, affordable. $4.99 admission for attendees who bring 3 non-perishable food items, and children under 12 are free.
There you go.
Free. So you know what? So the festival is also going, a long way to help, to get the kids out, and I'm trying to get so many things. Like there'll be lots of vendors at Jet Fest, so you can go hungry and come out full, different kinds of food that John Tublu had last year. Well, we are still trying to get Agent Sassco. He'll be with us, but he's on the road. And technology as it is doesn't sometimes play well. But we are still here talking about stuff. And then free chef Caribbean food demos and samples, Ron. Where you are right now, you should come in for the Jack Festival.
I tell you, if the plane ticket was worth it, I'm not worth it, but I mean, if the plane ticket was affordable, then I might. Right. It would probably cost me from Vancouver alone, and I live about a 6-hour drive from Vancouver. If I could afford the flight, which would probably be at least $1,500, I would certainly fly out. So that's like the music festival we're having here. It's like 2 kilometers away. I can walk there if I want. Ride my bike if I want, and so it's really easy to get to. So some of us on the West Coast might not be going to that as much just because of the cost that it takes to fly into Pearson from Vancouver. So
yeah, you're right. You are right. I quite remember we had to go and perform in Winnipeg, from Toronto to Winnipeg, almost with the group. Went close about $10,000 just the flight.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Toronto to Winnipeg, $10,000 excluding hotel and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and all of these were sponsored by the festival.
Yes.
If festivals are dying off, corporate Canada and the governments of Canada, you have to look at it because they play some vital roles, in the communities where we live in. I quite remember talking about festival. I performed at the Winnipeg Folk Festival, one of the largest in North America.
Yeah, oh yeah, cool one.
It's a city by itself. The festival itself is a city, and we met so many different artists, and I learned a lot. So many different artists from different parts of the globe, and you know what? It was worldwide. I don't know whether it's still as big as it used to be. Judging from the fact that they are not getting funding, or festivals are not getting funding. Ron?
Yeah, and it's a lot more than it used to be to fly musicians here, there, and everywhere, and then provide. Many of them have artists will have in their contract that not only are you going to get me there, but you're going to supply me with all food and all hotels. And then, by the way, here's my green room form, which is basically a requisition or a sheet that you pass over to the society or the festival saying, here are all the things we would like while we're waiting to go on stage. That's called the green room. It's where the musicians hang out. And that too is something that needs to be fulfilled. I worked with an organization where, one of the biggest things, there was one committee that was just totally in charge of the green room, I'll say entities or things that musicians wanted. Some were easygoing. Some of them were just simple to accommodate. And others were like, holy smokes, this is going to cost us half of what we're paying them. So it's very difficult sometimes to not only bringing them in because of the cost. I mean, look, everything's going up right now. The cost of living has gone up. The cost, everything is going up. So it just becomes more difficult for festivals in general. It doesn't matter if it's Jerk Fest or Jerk Festival or any other festival. They're all experiencing the same things. It's how much it costs to bring in these artists from wherever. And as I say, some are more affordable than others. So it varies. It varies from artist to artist and situation to situation. And as we know, the cost of living has gone up quite a bit. So it's a difficult situation. And I certainly wouldn't want to be a person who's the CEO or the person in charge of the festival, because I'm sure there are going to be nights where you're losing some sleep.
That's right. Yeah, it is where the funding is lacking in it. But if you have a solid funder, then you're on a very good. You just have to get out there, get the right artist, get the right atmosphere, the right environment, and then do what you have to do. Yeah, Petraa is back with us now. Yeah, Petraa is at the Caribana, folks. To those of you who are outside of Canada or outside of Ontario, yes, today is Caribana Day, and the revelers are there to celebrate one of the greatest, the largest, Caribbean festivals outside of the Caribbean. And Petraa is right there in downtown Toronto, dressed in her, revelers costume, and smiling from ear to ear. And Petraa, What can you tell us?
Yeah, can you tell us if you're singing? Are you singing today?
You are muted, Petraa. You are muted. You are muted. Yeah, thank you.
Hey everyone, it's pretty loud where I am, so I'm probably gonna be muted. But now I'm not singing. I'm singing for fun, enjoying the festivities.
Great.
We're down here from 8 a.m. So it's been a really great, fun day. So again, shout out to all the masqueraders, everyone coming down to support.
Okay. How's the music? The music atmosphere right there. You're muted, Petraa. You're muted again.
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, the atmosphere was amazing. There's been live performers on the trucks. It's been really, really great. Amazing DJs. It's just been a really, really great time. So yeah. This is maybe my third time playing masqueraders, like playing mass. So yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it. For me, it's like this is my only way to come to Caravana is to play mass.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, we're still talking about Jerk Fest, and one of the highlights is going to be free.
Continue with Jerk Fest next week, August 8th to August 10th. 256 Centennial Park Road in Etobicoke. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
Italian, Bond.
Yes, Agent Sassco.
Agent Sassco.
Taurus Riley. Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Shavanique as well. So many more. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and the food, Petraa. Free chef Caribbean food demos and samples. One, they're going to have Chef Leon Rowe, who's the founder of Heaven's Kitchen, Chef Nicole King, founder of Miss King's Kitchen, and attendees can enjoy live cooking demos under the demonstration tent on Saturday and Sunday at 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m., sponsored by Sunwing Vacations and the Jamaican Tourist Board. Guests will be entered into a draw for a chance to win a 7-night stay for 2 adults at the Rio Palace Aquarelle in Montego Bay, Jamaica. No purchase necessary, but conditions apply. That's the catch. Conditions apply. So it's going to be worthwhile going, folks. The Jerk Fest 2025 is. I'm going to go. I think I'm going to buy myself something to wear. You know what? Something to wear. And Petraa, so are you going to be attending the Jerk Fest this year? I think she is so dancing. I can see her dancing somewhere.
Yeah, she's preoccupied.
Yeah, with the food. So what do you have to say about it?
Well, being that I've never been there, I'm only assuming that it's going to be good, because why would people come if it's not good? So you've experienced a bit more than I have, of course, because of where I'm at and where you're at. So I would say that, when it comes to food, I tell you, it's one of the nice things about festivals. And Jerk Fest is like any of the other ones I went to. There's usually a lot of different types of food, or depending on where you're going and what festival it is, they might have the food all based around one particular, I'll say, culture or theme. And so I know some festivals I've gone to, it's been all one type of food, and some that they go to, and it's all different types of foods. So foods are awesome at festivals, because people, if they're there from 8 o'clock in the morning till midnight or past midnight, whatever the time it opens at, which I don't know, maybe you can inform me of that for Jerk Festival. However, people get hungry. And so having food only makes sense. And usually they have lots of other different types of entertainment going on while acts are happening. I know a friend of mine, he's just a brilliant magician, and he goes to festivals all the time, because he's entertaining people while acts are changing over, while there's some, I call it downtime between acts. So, it's really good when there's other things going on like that. And I'm sure Jerk Festival does the same thing with providing other entertainment other than just the ones that are on stage.
Yes. And to those of you joining us right now, this Love Beautiful with Music Talk Radio, this program is dedicated to the upcoming festival, Jack Fest Toronto 2025, presented by TD Bank Group, takes place from Friday, August the 8th to Sunday, August the 10th at Centennial Park in Etobicoke. That's 256 Centennial Park. The High Energy Jack Fest stage takes off with Friday night's headliner, Jamaican dancehall superstar Valiant. And then Saturday, Sunday, headliners are Jamaican dancehall DJ Agent Sassco, aka Assasin, whom we are waiting to have a conversation with, and soca sensation Vaughn. Well, we had Vaughn on this radio program last week. He was en route from Grenada to Antigua, and I saw a clip or clips of that. It was a blast. So he's coming here with that energy as he promised us last week. Well, the next performer is going to be reggae legend Terrence Riley. Yes, you know Terrence Riley. He's a super sensational artist. He's also going to be gracing the stage on Saturday and Sunday. They are the headliners. Special guest opener, Jamaican reggae singer Chevanique in her debut Canadian performance. My God, that is going to be awesome. Ron?
I'm curious about, you can enlighten me more than I can. How many of these are Canadian artists? Yeah, I'm looking at the website right now as I'm on screen, and I'm just curious to know how many. It's pointing out, like you did, the same 3 artists are performing Saturday and Sunday. I'm just curious how many of those are Canadian. Not that it matters too much to me. I'm just curious.
Yeah, the only Canadian artist performing special guest opener is a Jamaican reggae singer Chevanique, who is a Canadian, but the others are international artists.
Yeah. So let me make sure. So the people, the easiest way to do this is you just go, as I did. I mean, I looked this up. Go Jerk Festival, and it's actually the website is jerkfestival.ca, and you can go and check it out right there. It's pretty simple. They even have a section where you can chat with them about what's coming up, and they talk about all different kinds of things: the festival, the experience, the information you might need, and if you need to contact them to make general inquiries, or what the vendor sign up. If you want to be a vendor, which is like if you wanted to make, you want to sell food there's a place for you to go onto the website to check that out. So there's lots of information here, folks, on the festival, on the festival, about the festival, jerkfestival.ca, or just look up Jerk Festival. I'm seeing other artists here that are coming on August 8th. There's a myriad of them on August 8th. And same thing with, I see a screen is sliding across for me, and there's lots on August 8th that are happening. I see different ones. There's different hosts happening. This is kind of cool too. Yeah. They have different hosts who will be there, which makes sense because they're the people that will often go up on stage first and talk to the crowd and get them all hyped for the next upcoming act, or they'll speak to you somewhere from the audience while performances are changing over. So those people play a really important role. So lots of different things going on, and you can check that all out on their website.
Yeah. I mean, where I'm even more interested in it is the raffle draw. Raffle draw.
Why the raffle draw? Enlighten me.
That says guests will be entered into a draw for a chance to win a 7-night, 1 week. 1 week for 2 adults at the Rio Palace. Hope I'm pronouncing it well. Rio RIU Rio Palace Aquarelle in Montego Bay in Jamaica. No purchase conditions apply. So you go in there, you buy your food, you do whatever you want to do, and then you enter the draw and get a 1 week stay. Ron,
can you just put my name in for you instead?
Of course I would. But lovely will
put my name on there, okay?
Yes.
And then they'll find out I win, and then they'll say, "Hey, wasn't the festival great?" And I'll go, "Yeah, it was great. I just enjoyed it so much." Yeah, I couldn't lie. I would say you're gonna have to give that ticket to somebody else.
Right. 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week. Yeah, that's cool.
1 week. That's quite an amount of money to be, to spend. You just have to empty your bank account and then go just, apart from the 7 night, just go shopping. There are a lot of things to buy and then bring them back to Canada. You know what? It's not the state, so you'll be safe going and coming back and stuff like that. But I think it's a well-organized festival. If they've been in business for 25 years, means they are doing something great. They're doing something. I think the only time that it paused for a little bit was, I stand corrected, was during the COVID, because COVID.
That was like many festivals.
That's right. Yeah, and let me digress a little bit. During COVID too, there were festivals, so-called festivals, in so many different forms, and so festivals, indoor festivals, and they were being zoomed left, right, and center. I attended one, but it wasn't the same as going out there to rub shoulders with a lot of people and stuff like that. But they happen. So many different organizations did. I know Music Africa did, and I was one of the people who was asked to come and judge some of the performances and stuff like that. But
you were an adjudicator.
I was an adjudicator. It was, sometimes it's so difficult because you get a lot of artists who are good.
Yeah.
But to sort of pick one over the other, sometimes it's so difficult, knowing that person was also good. But during COVID, that was what it was. But in the case of JFest, you are going to meet these internationally acclaimed artists.
You know what? I have an idea for you, and you know what? I haven't shared this with you, and the producer might be going, "Oh, Ron, just don't give us any ideas." But I'm going to give you an idea. It would be really cool if we could, or you could, be live there on the air for next week's show. That would be cool.
It's in the works.
Oh, is it cool? Because it would be nice to see you on the grounds there.
Yeah.
And see what's going on, beyond, just where people see us today. It's just
That's right. That's right. We promised Vaughn last week that we'll be there to have a conversation. So maybe we will get the other artists also. They were also scheduled to be on the show, but time constraints and stuff like that, especially with Taurus Friday, he was available. There was some booking engagements and stuff like that. So we're able to get Vaughn. Honestly, Vaughn's conversation with Vaughn last week was very interesting. The humility that we spoke about, energy that he brought to bear, changed a lot of things for us. And then we had a very good conversation about Vaughn last week. Folks, if you haven't seen Vaughn perform, and you know what, he's very outgoing, I would say.
He's very humble.
Yeah, very humble. And we had a very good conversation with him. So if you haven't seen Vaughn perform, do not miss JerkFest 2025. I promise you, he promised that he's coming full force to come and perform. And I know all the artists who are on the bill are going to perform. Trust me. But I'll be going for one thing, the raffle draw. Ron?
Yeah, I hope to see you there on the grounds, TYB.
Yes.
It would be nice to see you sitting there on the grounds and having the show go. And hopefully it's not blowing like Petra's had to experience today, because as I've experienced as well, when you use your cell phone, it's so tough to come through with a show like this. And it's why many of them actually that do this live broadcast actually have booths that they're on to prevent the wind from blowing all over the place.
And Petra has never given up. She's right back with us.
Oh, she's right back with us. Okay.
Miss Grant, you are muted once again. You are muted. You are muted. Yeah. You are muted.
I don't think she can hear that she's muted, but she is muted.
That's right.
Or maybe she can't see it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
Yeah. To have a conversation like with Vaughn was such a great prelude to what his fans should expect. And first, children under 12 are free, and $4.99 admission for attendees who bring 3 non-perishable food items. And this is going to feed a lot of families. We run a food bank and we know what is out there. People might not come out to say that, you know what, I need this, I need that, but trust me, what glitters is not always gold. Sometimes people feel shy to come out because we see people in different lights when it comes to handouts. But it's not a handout. People are starving. People are in communities and families are starving. So if you are going to go to Jerk First, please, I encourage you to get some food items, non-perishable, to donate there so that some families will be also fortunate. Yes, Ron?
Yeah, I'm looking. I see that it's at Centennial Park. Can you please pronounce the place or that it's actually at? Maybe this is a suburb of Toronto, but it looks like
Etobicoke.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is where
Etobicoke. Okay, is it a suburb of Toronto? Is that what it is?
It is. It is a suburb of Toronto.
All right. Okay. Because I'm just looking there going, I've never heard of this place, but I know where Toronto is. Yeah. I've heard of Centennial Park, of course, too.
It's huge. It's a very huge park.
Yeah.
Petraa is still with us, but Petraa is muted. And I think where she is, the music is so heavy, but she can hardly hear us. And Ron, there are others that like we said, free chef Caribbean food demos and with samples. If you want to learn how to cook certain types of foods, well, there'll be free food demos. And on Saturday and Sunday at 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. It's sponsored by Sunwing Vacations and the Jamaican Tourist Board. Folks, if you are there, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I see that Tanya Mullings is going to be there. Man, it almost looks like my name. Tanya Mullings. Enlighten us who Tanya Mullings is for this Jerk Festival.
Yeah, she's an entertainer. If I know, she's an entertainer, and there are a lot of other artists and performers and DJs, great DJs out there. Additional great music, and you know what? It's going to be very good because I'm going to be there. Jan Two Blue is going to be there. Mr. Marcos is going to be there. Petraa is going to be there. A lot of our hosts are going to be also there to bring you highlights and live streaming from the ground. Petraa, can you hear us right now?
For a host, they should get you up there. You should be on the list to host that. I could see you being up there promoting people on their festival. They should be hiring you. They should get you to get up there and host some of these and to introduce people and to talk to people about that. Maybe they already have, but you'd be a good host. They should hire you.
Ron, would you believe I'm a very shy person, but I've been an entertainer for about 35 years. Getting on stage is different.
Yes, of course.
Is very different, but off stage, I'm not the same person that
I'm the same way. You know where I feel most comfortable? If you were to ask me where I feel more comfortable, on stage or in the audience, I feel more comfortable on stage rather than I do in the audience.
Same here.
It just feels weird. I don't want to say weird, but to watch another act, you'd be kind of in. I don't want to say it's the jealous mode you get into, or if it's you're kind of thinking, if I was up there, man, I'd love to be up there. But it's hard sometimes sitting in the audience with my wife, and my wife, loves going to shows, and so do I. But man, would I rather be up on stage? Absolutely. I feel more comfortable entertaining people on stage than I do. But because then, there's nobody, you're sitting in the audience and you're kind of going, I got to listen to this. And this is great, but I would rather be up there. So that's my thought on when I go into a performance. I don't know if you're the same. Enlighten us.
Yeah, I've been telling people that, as an artist, over the period of time that I've been on the stage, entertaining people, the first 5 minutes is my critical time. The first 5 minutes, and going on stage to even perform, the first 5 minutes is critical because I'm sizing up the people. I'm thinking of what's going to happen, and I'm sizing up what is going to happen in terms of with the artists or the musicians who are behind me. And it begs to bring me something to think about. We're performing live on TV so many years ago, and whilst we're performing, the bass guitarist lost 3 strings.
Oh my!
Right there, 3 strings. But because of the fact that they were all experienced and we've been together for a long time, we knew what we had to do. We just signaled to each other and we went into a percussion break.
Yeah.
And then, you know what, the producers saw what was happening and then they figured us out, went into commercial break, changed the bass guitar, and we came back right on.
Yeah.
So as artists, you know, we face so many different things, changes on stage that a lot of people don't know, because anything at all can happen.
Yeah, and I guess my biggest concern in the first 5 minutes is the FOTH, as we call it, front of the house, whether that's working properly or not, because where you practice, or sorry, where you do sound check is on stage, and you don't really always know what it's going to sound like out front. So it's called the FOTH, or they just call it the FOH sometimes, front of the house. Hoping that's going to be working. That's one of my fears, is in the first 5 minutes. So there's different things we experience. I think I've only ever broken 1 set of strings in my life on stage. Or not a set of strings, but broken 1 string, bass string on my life. That's why I always carry 2 on stage. Always 2. You know, there's 2 there. 1 I know is going to be the main axe. But if something goes wrong, I have the other baby sitting right beside it, and I can pick that up. And that happens. You know, it doesn't matter who you are. I've seen different things happen to singers. I've heard different things happen to drummers. Breaking sticks is very common for drummers when they walk on stage. And I mean, they usually have a whole stack of them they bring, because you never know when a stick is going to break. The worst nightmare for drummers, of course, is if one of their skins breaks on one of their drums. If those break, they're kind of going, oh boy, I'm not going to be able to use this drum anymore. But usually most drummers are packing around at least another snare. Well, I shouldn't even say this, but often there's another snare somewhere nearby that they can pick up. But it's just different things that go on stage, and you have no control over them, because something can always go wrong. Heck, I remember once standing in front of the audience, and I was so hot I just ripped my shirt off and threw it behind the drummer. And of course, people, I guess. It was sort of local, and people just sort of laughed and they said, "Put it back on." But just fun things like that. I stood up on speakers and stuff. They didn't care. But it's just, there's so much. I mean, you can trip. I mean, there's cables. If anybody's been on stage, you know there can be cables on the floor. You can trip over those. Just the silliest things can happen. It's normal. I saw one big, huge star. He was just running onto stage and he tripped and he fell right as the spotlight went on him, and he went right in front of him. He fell on his guitar. What did he do? He just got back up like nothing had happened. He started singing. I thought, good for you, buddy. It's just one of those things. It's all part of being a performer.
That's right. Yeah, you asked about Mollinga. She's a multi-award winning songwriter. Brampton Walk of Fame, a 6-time Juno Award nominee. She's also a pioneer of reggae music in Canada. Yeah.
I noticed that about our guests, that very reggae oriented. I was hearing a lot of reggae in his songs, and I could just hear the genre of reggae probably the most, although he's known for, I think, dancehall, maybe hip hop was the other one I heard. I'm known for those. However, it was more reggae that I heard coming out of him. It looked like more out of his soul than anything else. But hey, it's too bad we didn't get him today, because I would like to have asked him about that.
Because it's jerk is a Jamaican food. So the whole thing is Jamaican oriented, Jamaican focused. So that's where the reggae aspects of the reggae side comes into. Because you know what, folks, we are going to be running down because there's been some technical issues with Assasin. Yes, Agent Sassco. Yes, he was here momentarily, but technology just took him out of commission. So since then, we've been trying to reach out. But you know what? Nevertheless,
we'll entertain you.
He will entertain you next week. Make it to the Jet First 2025, 25 Centenary Road, Centenary Park in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. That's the GTA, if I can put it that way. And then, folks, I'm so enthusiastic, and you know what? I'm so happy that we had this conversation. And Ron, do you have something to say before we wrap up?
No, I'm jealous for those people that get to go. Bring your 3 cans of non-perishable food items and your $4.99 and go. It's like that's, man, you're not going to get festivals cheaper than that. And not only that is you're contributing to a worthy cause. So you can't beat that. I would say just that in itself is worth it. Even if you don't go in the doors and you contribute, the food itself, the 3 cans, you go, it's not really my show, but here, I'm going to give you my 3 cans. I'm sure they would appreciate that just as much. So,
right.
But anyways, it's for, you can't beat a performances for $5 and then 3 non-perishable items. That's a steal.
That's
a steal, folks. It's a steal.
Yes, it's a big steal. And for more information, yes, jetfirst.ca. And let me run down the artists and the key points of this. Friday night is going to be Jamaican dancehall superstar Valiant. Saturday, Sunday, headliners are Jamaican dancehall DJ Agent Sassco, aka Assasin, soca sensation Vaughn, reggae legend Taurus Riley, special guest opener Jamaican reggae singer Shavanique. In her debut Canadian performance, and the event takes place from Friday, August the 8th to Sunday, August the 10th at Centennial Park in Etobicoke, 256 Centennial Park Road. The high energy Jack Fest comes up, folks, and it's sponsored by TD Bank Group. Thank you, TD. And on behalf of myself, Petraa, who has been going in and out, she's performing or reveling herself at the Toronto Carnival, the Caribana, as I say it. Well, until then, take care of yourselves and each other. And Ron and myself will say adios.
Ciao for now.
That's right. See you in 7 days.
Take care. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.